presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox. We are Ohio.
It's a sunny Saturday in Goodyear, Arizona. And the San Francisco Giants are in town on Jason Kipnis Bobblehead Day. Tribe ace Corey Kluber will make his Cactus League debut coming up next on Sports Time Ohio. A spectacular setting here in the Sonoran Desert. We're in Goodyear, Arizona this afternoon as the Cleveland Indians play host to the San Francisco Giants in Cactus League action. Hi again, everyone. Matt Underwood alongside Rick Manning. Corey Kluber will make his first spring start here today against San Francisco. 2014, he was a Cy Young Award winner. If you just look at the one-loss record, you might say he took a step backwards last year, but the numbers really didn't tell the whole story.
No, it did not. When you look at the total body of work, he went out and he pitched some excellent baseball. And as Terry Francona said, he would leave him in situations where maybe in years past he wouldn't do it because he deserves the opportunity. When he can give you 222 innings, I think if he pitches the same this year as he did last year, you will see a totally different record. And hopefully, he'll pitch a lot better this year than he did last year.
One of the top strikeout pitchers in the American League will toe the rubber today for the Tribe against the San Francisco Giants. They've won 3 World Series championships already this decade. Boy, it's going to be a beautiful afternoon. Come on back. Watch Kluber take on the Giants next right here on Sports Time Ohio.
Life is a sport.
For baseball here today in Goodyear, Arizona, where the Indians have taken the field behind Corey Kluber. Game time temperature will be in the mid-80s. A few clouds overhead. Well, once again, another gorgeous day for spring training baseball. Let's take a look at the Giants starting lineup. split squad for San Francisco, which means half their club will be back in Scottsdale, where they will play as well. So this is the group. They got the road trip duties. Gregor Blanco will lead it off. Matt Duffy, third baseman, batting second. Brandon Crawford, veteran DH, will hit third. Kyle Blanks trying to make this club as an extra man, will bat cleanup. Andres Susak, the catcher, hitting fifth. Ryan Lolis is in right field. Ray Adrianza is the shortstop, hitting seventh. Junior Arias will hit eighth. And Rondo Moreno will bat ninth, hitting and playing second base.
And 29-year-old, soon to be 30. Corey Kluber will turn 30 on April 10th. He gets his first start of the spring. Last year, we gave you the numbers in the open. 9-16, a 349 earned run, averages 245 strikeouts in his 222 innings. So he will get the first nod this year. Let's set the defense behind him. It looks like this. It'll be Davis in left, Naquin in center, Chisenhall in right, Urshela at third, Gonzalez at short, Martinez at second, Santana is at first, with Gomes doing the catching.
The split squad for San Francisco, the other half of the team is taking on Texas in Scottsdale today. As Corey Kluber delivers the first pitch in for a strike.
Yeah, the Giants' 70th year here in the Cactus League, and they have played 35 consecutive years out in Scottsdale, where their home is, in Old Town Scottsdale.
Just missed. Corey Kluber with tremendous command. Fastball, the cutter, and the breaking ball. Popped up. Blanco sends a fly ball into foul territory. Davis can't get there from his spot in left field, and Blanco will come back and stay alive with a 1-ball, 2-strike count.
The one thing we had an opportunity to see last year is hitters making an adjustment to Kluber from his Cy Young year, when he was ahead of a lot of hitters. Hitters are afraid to put him, let him get ahead in the count, because he has so many weapons where he can come and strike you out. So we would see a lot of hitters get a lot more aggressive earlier in the count against Corey.
And yet, he still piled up the strikeouts.
Yeah, and still give up a lot less hits than innings pitched. 189 hits and 222 innings.
Swung on a miss. He strikes out Blanco. Now, it's one thing to say, or to have a plan of, I'm going to be aggressive and try to get something early in the count. You still have to put it in play, which, as we saw a year ago, easier said than done.
Well, and with Corey, when he gets 2 strikes, not only people look for that breaking ball, but that pitch he just threw to Blanco, that little comeback fastball, you know, a little 2-seamer that starts at the hip and it comes back over the inside part of the plate, is a very effective pitch for him at times against left-handed hitters.
In addition to the 245 strikeouts last year, the opposition batted just .231 against him. Right-handed hitters were a paltry 197 average against him.
Matt Duffy, one of the few regulars that the Giants brought here, had a nice rookie campaign last year. Really filled the left side of that infield. To go with Brandon Crawford, who's normally the shortstop. He's on deck. He's DHing today.
Yeah, Duffy played in 149 games last year and hit a robust 295. Santana with the long flip. Kluber's there to take it. 2 down. Some of the storylines we'll be following this afternoon. Lonnie Chisenhall in right field, and he'll get a chance to have a full spring training under his belt. Remember, he made the transition mid-season last year to go to right. And is there a role for Venable on this club? Will Venable in the lineup for the first time since he was acquired after Abraham Almonte was suspended for 80 games. So Venable will DH today, but he's an outfielder that will be in the mix. The Indians have a number of guys that they're going to look at this spring in the outfield.
Yeah, Venable spent most of his time with the Padres last year, going over to the Rangers. I don't think quite fit in, but he's a big guy. I didn't realize his size. He's a pretty big dude.
Swung on and missed.
Nice changeup.
Yeah, Venable 6'3", 215 pounds.
Yeah, that's a pitch that he doesn't get a lot of credit for, but with left-handers, that's an excellent pitch for Corey.
Fastball just off the outside corner, and true to his word, when I asked him the other day about how he approaches a spring training start, he's using all of his pitches. It's not a case, he said, I don't like to do that in a spring training game where I'm going to work on a specific pitch. Right. I'll do that on my side sessions. Crawford comes up empty, and he's in 2-ball, 2-strike count now.
Well, he has. We watch him work out, and you know he has this work ethic that is really second to none. If I was a starting pitcher on this team, I'd follow him around and watch how he goes about his business, because he handles it very well.
A 1-2-3 inning. Corey Kluber strikes out a pair of giants, and now the Indians are coming to bat when we come back. Folks taking advantage of the beautiful weather, sitting out on the berm here in Goodyear. For Terry Francona, here's the starting lineup today. Rajai Davis leading it off in left field. Will Venable batting second. Then it's Yan Gomes. Carlos Santana, Lonnie Chisenhall, and Giovanni Urshela occupy the middle third. Tyler Naquin starting in center field. Eric Gonzalez and Michael Martinez rounding it out. Lanky right-hander Chris Stratton delivers a first pitch strike. They list him at 6'3". He looks taller than that. Maybe he's grown. Ball's hammered. Rajai Davis sends one to deep center, but back is Arias to make the catch. One away.
Well, Chris Stratton, the lanky right-hander. You can see last year, Richmond and Sacramento made 26 starts, 5-10, 395 earned run average, had 111 strikeouts in his 148 innings. First round draft pick back in 2012.
Stratton grew up in Tupelo, Mississippi, was not drafted out of high school. He went to Mississippi State. And was the 2012 SEC Pitcher of the Year when he went 11-2 with a 2.38 ERA. And that year he struck out 17 LSU Tigers in a ballgame. Big overhand curve drops in for a strike. Will Venable came to camp late, as I mentioned before, after the Indians learned that Abraham Almonte would be suspended for 80 games. They brought Venable in to get another outfielder into the mix. Venable in 6 major league seasons has a career average of .251. Broken bat to third, caught in the air by Duffy. 2 down.
Let's check out the defense for San Francisco this afternoon. It's Blanco in left, Arias in center, Lawless over in right. Duffy is at third. Adrienza is at short. Moreno at second. Blanks is at first. Susac doing the catching.
Yan Gomes. Gomes over 3 years has averaged 15 homers and 56 RBIs along with 23 doubles. Terry Francona has a little bit of comfort in knowing that, you know, with Yan Gomes, you want to keep him healthy. You want to play him as much as you can. He said ideally that number's probably around 120 games. But he has the luxury of knowing that his backup played a lot last year, got a lot of experience. As that goes into center field, and Gomes is aboard with a 2-out single. So whether it's a case, Rick, of Terry wanting to give Gomes maybe more rest than usual from the catching spot, that he's got a guy that he can count on behind him.
That is easier said now than during the year. You know what I mean? Once you get into the swing of things, and you know you need some wins, Gomes will be out there. But it is nice to know that Roberto, he can handle a pitching staff. He can throw. He was more successful throwing out runners than Yan was last year. Defensively, you're not missing a beat.
Carlos Santana ropes one down the right field line, headed for the corner. Wallace over will cut it off. Gomes heads into third. He'll hold there. Indians at the corners with 2 down. Wallace did a nice job of cutting that ball off before it got all the way down to the fence.
Nice quick swing here by Santana. You get the high fastball. It's sort of middle in, and he was able to get the barrel head of the bat. Now, he never met a fastball he doesn't like, and he gets after this one. Ropes it down into right field. So back-to-back 2-out base hits, and now the Indians with an opportunity to score here with 2 outs.
Lonnie Chisenhall will be the hitter. Lonnie looking for his first hit of the spring. Lifts the ball to left field. Blanco backpedaling a bit, makes the grab. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left. We played an inning in Goodyear. No score between the Tribe and the Giants.
Live Indians baseball is back in 2016 with MLB.com at bat. On your smartphone or your tablet, you can stay connected with live radio broadcasts, stats, breaking news, and more. Download the #1 app for live baseball, MLB.com at bat.
Leading off for San Francisco is Kyle Blank. Swings at the first pitch and a routine bouncer to third for Giovanni Urshela. One away. That'll bring up Andrew Susac. Coaching at first base this afternoon for the San Francisco Giants is Sean Dunston, who's a longtime member of the Chicago Cubs, but briefly spent time with the Indians in 1998. He opened the season with the Tribe. Ended up going back to San Francisco, and that's where he finished his career at the age of 39.
What an arm he had for a shortstop, huh? Do you remember? And cannon?
And I think that's why he had a tough time transitioning to second base, because he had that cannon, and it was hard to finesse the ball over there for him.
It's a little different throw from that side of the infield.
Hit hard to short. Gonzalez on the big hop. Makes a perfect throw to Santana, 2 down. Eric Gonzalez has a terrific arm. Big kid who's, the Indians feel like he's finally growing into his body. When we first saw him, he was just a lanky, really a beanpole.
Right.
And you wondered, boy, a kid he looked more like an outfielder than a shortstop. But he shows you the skills that still make him a highly touted prospect. Outside corner, a strike to Ryan Lawless, but as we've said before, he's got Francisco Lindor.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. All you can do is be concerned about your own game, and he has grown. And you get a lot of the Latin ball players, they sign so young that it takes them a while to mature, put some weight on, and get used to the way living in America is, and playing the grind of baseball.
Ryan Lawless a foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Not to say he might not be able to move to another position, or maybe trade bait. You never know when you got a guy like Lindor, because nobody's going to unseat him.
No. 1-2 from Corey Kluber. And Lawless goes down hacking. 2 perfect innings for Kluber. He has struck out 3. We'll go to the bottom of the second. No score in Goodyear. And Francisco Lindor set to join us when we come back. Bottom of the second inning here in Goodyear. Giovanni Urshela leading off for Cleveland. He'll be followed by Tyler Naquin and Eric Gonzalez. Chris Stratton worked a scoreless first, gave up a couple of singles. Stays on here in inning number 2 and delivers. And Urshela fouls it up the first base side. Let's go down to the Indians dugout, where we're happy to be joined now by Indians shortstop Francisco Lindor. How are you today?
Good. How you doing, guys?
You enjoying your day off?
Oh yeah, I'm enjoying it.
But there is no real day off for you, because even if you're not in the lineup, you're here first thing in the morning doing a lot of workouts, aren't you?
Yes. I get here early. My routines usually Mondays I do lower body, then I do the next day I do upper body and agility and on. And then tomorrow is the good day, Sunday fun day.
What makes it the fun day? You've been playing probably for one thing, right?
Yeah, I'm playing, but I'm not doing any lifting or agility tomorrow, so it's a good day.
All right.
Yeah, you're going to get a couple hits is what you're going to do.
Believe it.
Chris Stratton delivers 0-2 to Urshela up high. Now, during the offseason to get ready for spring training, you worked out with a group of young players and major leaguers, didn't you?
Yes. I've done it for the past 2 off seasons, and there's D. Gordon, Nick Gordon, as well as Barry Larkin, Darnell Sweeney, Jamal Weeks, Ricky Weeks, is all of us together, and just trying to make each other better and trying to make the best out of the whole off season.
Well, I mean, you had a terrific 4 months last year after getting called up. Did you have any expectations, or did you just want to get called up to the big leagues?
No, I mean, I wanted to come up to the big leagues. I wanted to be successful at the big leagues. I wanted to help the Indians win, you know. That's pretty much everybody that gets called up. I think that's the goal they have. They want to be successful. They want to help the Indians win, or whoever club they're with. And I was blessed enough to be able to do both.
Francisco, do you avoid setting individual goals for yourself before a season begins?
Yes, I don't. I mean, I put myself in a situation that I have goals, because you gotta strive to be the best player you can be. But I stay away from trying to hit 320, 340, whatever, trying to hit 15, 20 home runs. I stay away from those things, because I want to make sure I put myself in a situation where I'm not like looking towards the average in the middle of the season.
Well, I guess the biggest thing you could say is you want to stay healthy all year.
Correct.
And good things will happen if you stay healthy.
Definitely.
Yeah, I agree with that, because you know that the league is going to make some adjustments with you this year, and you're going to have to battle and make adjustments right back. Especially with the teams that in our division that we played against that get to know you a little better than other teams.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's what I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to making the adjustments. I'm looking forward to continuing to get better. I'm looking forward to play a full season with the guys.
Right.
And speaking of the guys, Jason Kipnis is on there giving you the business already, isn't he?
Yeah. He does that every day, you know. But I think I can handle adversity.
Well, I mean, that's part of it. And I don't know that the average fan realizes that as a young player, you're getting a lot of attention. And some of those veteran players are trying to keep you in check, aren't they? They're giving you a lot of grief at times.
Yes. But that's good, you know. It keeps me grounded. It keeps me humble. It keeps me focused on doing my thing. Because it's easy to get a little carried away, but I don't want to do that. I expect them to do that, you know. I want them to, whenever I'm messing up, whenever I'm doing something that I shouldn't be doing, let me know, you know, because I'm young and I want to learn. I want to continue to get better, and I think that's going to be key in my success.
Well, that's the greatest thing about playing up here at the big leagues, is they will keep you in check, and you guys do have one goal, and that's to win your division and move on from there and get to the playoffs, and that's the great thing about this game.
Oh, Tyler Naquin hammers the ball to left center field. That'll get down and go to the wall. He's on his way to second base with a one-out double. Take another look here at the hit by Naquin.
He stayed on that ball nicely, drove it into left center field. Naquin fighting for a job in the outfield position, looking to maybe start in center. Put a good swing on that ball. And we'll cruise into second base with a one-out double.
Francisco, did you get a chance to play with Tyler in the minors at all?
Yeah, I played with him in high, AA, and AAA.
So you've got a pretty good book on him for us.
Oh yeah, he's awesome, man. His personality is unreal. He's a great guy. He's a hard worker. He works hard. He's going to compete, and he's going to do whatever it takes for him to help the team win that day, and he's going to try to be successful.
Well, for Tyler, I guess the big thing for him is he has to stay healthy.
Definitely.
If he can stay healthy, then he has a good opportunity of putting some numbers up.
Definitely. I think it's going to be key for him, and he will stay healthy. He's gonna work hard. He's always been a hard worker. He comes from a family that works hard.
Frankie, was there a player that took you under his wing when you first started out, or was there somebody that you looked up to pattern your game after?
I picked different players. You know, I was never a big fan of just pick one player specifically and trying to be like that person. I try to learn from everybody. Pick little things from different players and make it my own.
Well, it was fun last year watching you and Giovanni work together on the left side of that infield because you guys, you have a comfort and a feeling, and you guys would tell each other when pitches are coming. I enjoyed watching that because that's all part of great defense.
Yes. I had the chance to play with him in AA and AAA, and to me, he's like a brother.
Right.
And it's made it a lot more comfortable for me when I got called up that he was there already. He was a little comfortable, and that helped me to cover my ground the right way because I knew how much ground he was going to cover. I knew where he was going to be at all times, so that just made it a lot easier for me.
How much have you been able to interact with Juan Uribe since he's been in camp?
A lot. I talk to him every day. He's a great guy.
Good hustle by Michael Martinez, beats out an infield hit, and the Indians have runners at first and third with 2 down. And a guy like Uribe, you know, he's got, not only does he have a lot of experience, but he has those 2 world championships. So I would imagine if he has something to say, something to tell you, you're going to listen, aren't you?
Oh yeah. He, especially him being Latin, you know, he's been through what most of the Latin players have been through. So regardless, how many championships he's got, I'm gonna listen to him. You know, he's a great guy. He's gonna play a huge role on us, you know, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun having him in the team.
Now Rajay Davis with runners at the corners and 2 down.
You know, Kipnis is still trying to get you, and he's not bothering you, is he?
No, that's Java. Oh,
right, is that Java there?
Yeah. He's like white rice. He's everywhere.
Rajay Davis, fly to center in the first. It's a guy who's averaged 38 stolen bases a year over the last 6 seasons.
See, pitchers have to realize that hitters got great concentration, man. They have to stay focused. If they want to hit a baseball, Java's not going to shake them.
No chance.
No score here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. We're visiting with Indians shortstop Francisco Lindor with 2 down. I'm almost afraid to ask you a question with 2 outs because the minute I do, the next pitch will be the 3rd out. So I'm going to hold off. Big swing and a miss. It's 0-2.
Hurry up. You got a quick second.
Oh, man. There's no let up down there, is there?
Nah, he won't. They won't let it go.
Well, anyway, within a month, we're going to be heading back to Cleveland. Are you looking forward to that season starting, or you think you need a little more work?
No. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. I can't wait for opening night at home. It's going to be my first time I open up in the big leagues. Special opening at home. Yeah,
that's true. I forgot about that. It'll be your first home opener, sold out house. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yes, I can't wait. I'm very, very excited. I'm looking forward to it.
Be a nice little matchup here with Kluber and Price going at it.
Oh yeah,
I'm looking forward to it as well.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Well, you got, not only did you get experience last year, but you know the team really fought hard down the stretch. You guys stayed in it.
Yes, we did. We competed. We competed every time we went out there, so it was good.
Francisco, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you, guys.
Great job staying focused down there. No score. We've played 2 in Goodyear.
Well, the best way to enjoy Indians baseball all summer is by becoming a season ticket holder. You can choose from 8 different packages that the Indians offer. And now, with a 20-game plan, you'll get up to 12 games free when you buy 8. If you buy them all at once, you'll save about 40%. Visit Indians.com season tickets for more details.
Corey Kluber, just really good. First 2 innings came out, struck out 2 out of the first 3 hitters. Finished with 3 strikeouts in his 2 innings of work. Mickey Callaway told me earlier today it would be 30, 35 pitches or 2 innings, whichever came first.
Yeah.
He probably could have stayed out there and pitched another 2 innings.
Know what? A lot of times you'll see him, maybe go out in the bullpen and continue his work out there. But, it's typical Corey Kluber, throwing strikes. Has a few strikeouts. They made him put the ball in play. So nice to see. And it looks like Josh Tomlin is going to come in.
Gentleman right there you saw was a cancer survivor who took a home run trot around the bases. Part of a public service awareness message from the Cancer Treatment Centers of America, which is located right here in Goodyear, Arizona. A special moment for that guy, and he got the high fives from both the Indians and the Giants as he
good for him.
Bases.
Good for him.
Here in the third inning, the second Indians pitcher will be Josh Tomlin. We saw him the other day. It looked sharp.
He started the very first game in spring.
With Josh Tomlin, you're going to get a guy who throws a lot of strikes, attacks.
Oh, yeah, so he's on for the second time. As Kluber is going to make the slow walk out to the bullpen. He didn't hit his pitch limit, so he'll be back out there to get some more work in before his day is over. There goes Corey. And he was, as you mentioned, very good this afternoon in his first outing in the Cactus League.
So for the San Francisco Giants, Adrianzo will lead it off. You'll hear this guy's first name pronounced about 14 different ways. Aire.
Well, I'm only going to believe you, Matty. That's it.
I'm just going off of what. Who's our buddy, the longtime voice of the Giants on television? There's a ball down into the right field corner. John Miller.
Oh, John Miller.
He pronounced it A-Ray, so I'm going with A-Ray. And A-Ray just lined one into the corner, so the Giants have their first hit of the afternoon.
Come in there, that fastball right there down the middle, and he took advantage of it. Put a good swing on it, lined it into right field, so the Giants get their first hit. A leadoff double here in the third.
Junior Arias last year in A-ball hit .243 with 11 homers, 40 runs driven in. Tomlin with a strike to second, but Adrianza beats the tag of Gonzalez. You mentioned before, many times Latin American players sign at such a young age. You look down at Arias, for example, and you say, man, he spent 7 years in the minor leagues, but he's only 23 years old.
Right. Yeah, they sign him at 16 years old a lot of times, and you come over here and they may spend some time down there, but they're still young enough where if something goes off and they've got the talent, usually if they don't show you something within the first 6 years, you pretty much know it. Even though they are young, you have a pretty good idea if they're going to develop.
Tomlin shoots for the outside part of the plate, missing 1-1.
Yeah, we've been blessed here in the last 3 or 4 days here with the cloud cover. Over here, this is a nice day to play here in Arizona today, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not. The sun's not scorching.
You don't lose it in that bright sky, and even though not to say that it won't be out shortly.
Makes it a little more comfortable for the patrons as well.
Yes, it does.
Nice crowd on hand here for the Saturday afternoon affair. If this was a Giants full squad. In other words, if this was the only game they were playing today, probably be more bodies in the seats.
Oh, I would think so.
But with the rest of their club playing in Scottsdale,
they have a home game. Yeah. Did you see the attendance yesterday at the Cubs ballpark?
I did not.
15,500 people. Sold out at 15.
Wow.
Between the Cubs, even they used to draw when they were in the old Mesa ballpark, and you've got Colorado and the Diamondbacks at Talking Stick. They put in about 12 or 13,000 a game. It's very impressive. This valley is loaded with snowbirds catching up on some spring training baseball.
Pulls it into the hole in left field. And coming around third, Adrianza will be held there. Davis got to it quickly. And so Giants at first and third with nobody out.
We'll look at a little cutter here. Again, that ball just stayed middle of the plate. Gets the base hit, but Adrianza at second base couldn't get the good jump, so he'll have to stop at third. But the Giants with a good start. First and third and nobody out.
And the batter is Rando Moreno. Last year at Double-A hit .275.
Giants a team with a busy offseason, signing a couple of free agents. Johnny Cueto was the big acquisition, the #1 starter moving over there. They also signed Jeff Samardzija of the White Sox to add him to that pitching staff, and then they ended up going after the outfielder Denard Span, who to me is the Giants type of player. When you look at Span, he can run, he can play defense. The Giants are a very good defensive club. Their ballpark not conducive to the long ball, so you got to play good defense, run the bases. He should fit into that organization nicely. And they'll get Hunter Pence back, who went it last year where he got hit with a pitch and broke a bone and was out for a good part.
High energy guy too.
Well, he's really, I think, their heart and soul, other than Buster Posey being their superstar catcher. Addison Bumgarner, the #1 starter in that rotation.
In the air, right field, near the line, long run. Nice diving catch by Lonnie Chisenhall. Gets up, fires it to first base. Almost a double play. But Arias beats it back to the bag, and Adrianza scores. And the Giants take a 1-0 lead. A lot of action on that foul ball, though.
Well, Chisenhall did a great job just to catch this ball. He's running right near the seats.
Actually, it wasn't fair ground, wasn't it?
The only play he had, though, after he catches it, yes, it was in fair territory. He threw it right behind him to first base. He had no chance at the guy at the plate, but came close to a double play at first base. The guy that hit the ball had to duck. But a very nice play by Lonnie to get the first out of the inning. Goes as a sacrifice fly. Giants take the lead.
Gregor Blanco to the plate, struck out his first time up. Bounced in the hole and a base hit. Arias going to hit and go for third. Chisenhall's throw is offline, and he's in there safely. So Giants at first and third with one out. Third hit in the inning.
Well, Arias right there, he was undecided going around second base. He didn't know if he wanted to go. He was looking at his third base coach. He hesitated. But you get away with it because the outfielder's arms, it's so early in the spring, he wasn't accurate right there. I think a good throw, he'd have a chance at him in that situation. But he was able to get in there safely, and they get runners on the corners again.
And it will bring up Matt Duffy as Yan Gomes sets the infield defense.
See, that's where a young player there like Arias he didn't pick up his coach early enough, because the ball, he saw the ball go in the hole. And you either make that decision on your own or you pick up your coach a little bit sooner. He's going to let you know what you want to do.
Duffy drills one to deep center. Naquin back, makes the catch, goes to the turf and hangs on. Tagging and coming home is Arias. Back to first is Blanco, 2 away.
That's how important getting to third base was right there on that play. You end up developing a sacrifice fly. Nice play by Naquin. That ball hit right over your head. A really tough play as a center fielder. He goes back, and that ball's just trying to get over his head. Sticks up the glove and makes a catch. So getting to third base paid dividends. It's the second sacrifice fly in the inning. And both outfielders have made very good plays in this inning for the outs. Chisenhall and now Naquin.
And with 2 down, Brandon Crawford will be the batter. Bruce Bochy not here. He's managing the rest of the Giants club back in Scottsdale. So Ron Wotus serving as the manager here in Goodyear for San Francisco today. But when you think about the Giants under Bochy, since he has been their manager, it's a fundamentally sound club. They may not be flashy in certain areas,
right,
but they get the runners over.
Yeah, they
put
do.
the runners in. That's how you win 3 times in 10.
Well, they play,
what,
to
6
me,
years?
I call it like team baseball. A lot like what Kansas City does. You know, they play solid team baseball. The little things, the fundamental things that have to be done, they are done.
Crawford cuts and misses. San Francisco they're known as the even year team. They won the World Championship in 2010, 12, and 14, and so this being
everyone's giving them
2016.
They're world champs now, aren't they? Well, they'll have their work cut out for them in that division. The Diamondbacks they've made a lot of moves, spent a lot of money in the offseason. They're expecting good things. Of course, you're going to have to deal with the Dodgers, as always. But with Colorado, you don't think they have enough pitching, and also San Diego. So it looks like it could be a 3-team race there.
Nice play by Giovanni Urshela as he goes to the railing to pull it in. And the inning is over. A couple of great defensive plays in the outfield for the Indians, but the Giants score first, get a couple, lead it 2-0. We'll be back with you on Tuesday afternoon when the Indians play host to the Seattle Mariners here in Goodyear. Trevor Bauer will make his second start of the spring. 3 o'clock Eastern time right here on the home of the Indians, Sports Time, Ohio. We go to the third inning, bottom half, and the Giants go to their bullpen for the first time today. Adalberto Mejia will be the new pitcher for San Francisco as he faces the 2, 3, and 4 spots of the Indians lineup. Last year at Double-A, you see the numbers for Mejia, impressive for the left-hander. Venable takes inside. Will Venable, broken bat flare to third, his first time up. Certainly no stranger to facing the Giants. Playing in San Diego for a number of years. Another broken bat. 2 trips to the plate. 2 bats in the trash can for Will Venable. He's 0 for 2, and there is out number 1 here in the third inning.
Well, a $13 district ticket is presented by Sports Time Ohio and is a standing room only ticket that includes your first drink. Grab some friends and catch the game from the corner of the new drink rails in left field. The district tickets available only online. Visit Indians.com for the info.
Here's Yan Gomes, who singled with 2 outs in the first inning. In our telecast a couple of days ago, we talked with Corey Kluber after he agreed to join us down in the dugout. And during our conversation, we talked about him starting on opening day, looking forward to that day against David Price in Cleveland. And then today it was reported that, I guess officially, Terry Francona said, yeah, he's going to start on opening day. I guess didn't really seem like news, but.
Well, in his press conference, you know, with the writers, who else do they think is going to start opening day when you think about it? But I guess officially they have to hear it out of his mouth. But I guess we just assumed it's going to be Corey Kluber. Kluber assumed it's going to be him, and I'm sure Francona assumed it was going to be.
I mean, sure, anything could happen, you know. Injuries, something could always pop up.
That's true.
Gomes sends a high towering pop to center. Arias is there and makes the catch 2 down. So that's not exactly news, I guess is my point.
Exactly.
How about this story though out of Boston? David Ortiz unemotional after first game of final spring training. What did they expect him to come out with?
Well, he was 0 for 3. He was 0 for 3, so you never know. He's going to go beat up a phone in the dugout.
That was odd. Like, okay,
welcome to Boston.
Every move scrutinized heavily.
Well, I mean, it's his last year, as we all know. He announced he's retiring at the end of the year. So what are they going to document? Every thing that's said and done throughout the course of the year. Glad we're not going to be there, and we'll get done with him early.
Kind of like your farewell tour.
Yeah. Exactly. I'm still on it. It's been 30 years now. It's been a good 30 years. They can't get rid of me yet.
Carlos Santana, base hit his first time up, down into the right field corner.
You know, think about it. I mean, it's his last year. He's had a nice career in Boston, being over there, and we will see him for the last time after the first 3 games. So. Of course, we will go to Boston and pick up on that, but it won't be his last game. So I don't know why, to be honest with you, like, you know, the farewell tours, I could see like Jeter and Rivera, how it happened and how it worked out. I could see that. But that, I don't get now that it's your last year, so everybody's going to make a big deal about something. And a lot of great players in this game that have never been celebrated for spending 20 or 30, 25 years in the game of baseball. I don't know why we have to start now.
2-2 is hit high in the air. Left center. And Arias will make the catch. Indians go quietly. 1-2-3. Here in the third. 2-0 San Francisco. Fourth inning of a partly cloudy afternoon here in Arizona. Indians trail the Giants 2-0 as we head to the fourth inning of play for San Francisco. 4, 5, and 6 spots in the lineup. Kyle Blanks, Andrew Susac, and Ryan Lawless. Josh Tomlin staying on for a second inning of work. And it's blown away ball one. Matt Underwood, Rick Manning with you. And let's go down to the Indians dugout where we're joined now by Indians hitting instructor Ty Van Burkleo. How are things going for you so far in camp?
It's going great. It's going really well.
You have quite a few guys to take care of in the early morning and throughout the day, don't you?
Yeah,
as every spring training, I guess.
Yeah, it was close to 30 guys, so yeah, that's a big workload.
You have, as always, new players, new guys that you're trying to work with as well. How much of your job is getting to know each and every player's different swing?
Well, that's a big part of it, Rick. And when they first come in, I talk to them, ask them what they need us to look for, and then, just keep dialoguing as we go every morning and, see what kind of routine they have and, just kind of build that relationship because, like you say, every spring you have some more new guys that you haven't had before.
Well, you'll have some more right-handers, some veteran right-handers, and hopefully with a little more pop than we had last year. How's that been so far with Uribe, Mike Napoli?
Oh, it's been great. Yeah, those two guys are really going to help. Both of them still have good power and, have bat speed, so that's going to be really nice fitting those guys into the lineup.
Ty, what do you look for specifically early in spring training to gauge whether a guy is on track and is doing the things that he needs to do to be ready?
Well, the big thing is just, getting the timing down and making sure they're on time. And that's, always early in spring training, that's the toughest part is just you tend to be a little late. The ball jumps on you a little bit. And, just trying to get started on time and, get into a good firing position so that you're ready to hit. And that's, that's the probably the most difficult thing to get going and why it takes a few at-bats to do it.
Nice play left by Rajai Davis.
You know, that usually takes some of the younger hitters. Give us an idea about a Tyler Naquin, because Tyler may have a chance to make this ball club today. And I heard Terry say sometimes, you know, he's a little bit out front or he might be a little behind, but when he's on the baseball, you know, he can be very successful. Now, it's your job to try and get him to do that more consistently, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And like you saw that in the second half.
Yeah, the double.
Yeah, he was on time. And,
yes, he was.
He drove it. So, yeah, that is part of it. And, you know, doing drills to get him on time and getting him to feel, you know, where he can kind of hold that firing position just for a brief millisecond, you know, to where it's not coming all in one piece and, you know, trying to swing as the foot's landing. But he's got great hands. He's got quickness. So, you know, he just needs to trust his hands. And, you know, he's swung the bat real well so far in spring training. It's fun to watch.
Ty, in this day and age with so many different hitting tools, with the internet, with all the information, do you have to be more flexible, or can you still be a my way or the highway type of instructor?
No, I mean, I think you know you've got your ideals and your absolutes in a swing, but I think you got to be open-minded to some of the you know, some of the different thoughts out there. You know, I think we're always learning as coaches, but you know, there is some stuff out there that can corrupt the swing as well, so you have to be mindful of that as well. There's a lot of stuff on the internet that you know, probably doesn't really make sense to try to do.
You know, I remember back when I was playing, I think one of the most best things that could happen as a hitter is a positive influence, you know, through your hitting coach.
Oh, absolutely.
Getting into that guy's head and making him believe in himself, I think that's probably one of the toughest things to do.
That's a great point, Rick, and it's you know, it's selling that belief and you know, letting them know that you're in it with them and that you believe in them, and you know, building up that confidence. And when they have success, you know, it's easier to have confidence. When you're not having success, it's harder to get that. So really, you know, being positive about it and seeing the good things in the swing and seeing the good things that are progressing, I think is important to express that to the player.
Ty, was that maybe one of the most important things in Francisco Lindor's development early last year, when he was not getting the results, but you reinforced with him, hey, the swing's good, the ball's coming off the bat well, just be patient, keep doing what you're doing? Was that part of it? Well,
I'll tell you what, he really impressed me how he wasn't having success as far as hits go, but he was really hitting the ball hard, and he just really stuck with it. And then once he got going and that confidence kept building, it was like, you know, he got to 220, he got to 230, and he just kept climbing, and he was really a force. But yeah, it was really fun to watch, and for such a young kid to show that kind of maturity, I was very impressed with him.
You know, and we get the opportunity. We finish with one series. We get on the plane and board and go play another one. You guys are on the video. You're watching hitters and pitchers go, you know, right after the game.
Right.
And getting ready for tomorrow's ball game.
Right.
And getting in your mind what you're going to implement for these guys tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot to it. It's not just, you know, going to a ball game. There's a lot of preparation, and you know, like you say, when we finish preparing for a series and getting the reports on the other pitchers, right, and the information, as soon as we start that series, we're starting to work on the next series, because, you know, it's pretty in-depth. There's a lot of information out there that you really have to research and watch a lot of videos so that you do have a good feel for the opposition.
Josh Tomlin working with 2 down. Hammered foul. Tied. We're talking about Francisco Lindor and the success he had as a young player. As impressive as it is for any young player to have a lot of success as a hitter, knowing how hard that is to do, period. What is it that can derail a player in year 2 as the league starts to make adjustments? Are there specific things, or is it more of just an overall, you know, there's more video, there's more scouting reports on a guy, and they start to find your holes?
Well, I think, you know, that could be it in certain cases, but you know, Frankie's got such good plate coverage and range with the bat, and you know, such just a mature kid that he believes in himself. I think he's going to be fine, but you know, sometimes guys will try to do too much as well. They'll try to do more than they did last year, and just you know, staying within your limits, I think, is important, and you know, not trying to you know, be a superstar all of a sudden in the second year. You know, just playing the game like you do, and that's what Frankie does so well. And he focuses on his work so well. When he's working, it's really a concentrated effort, and it's not ever going through the motions, whether it's doing agility drills or doing defense or hitting. So, he's a special guy.
Along those same lines, can a guy like Mike Napoli take, if you want to use the word pressure, off a guy like Santana, Brantley, Kipnis, so they don't think that they have to do too much?
No, absolutely. This is a team, and Mike Napoli doesn't have to carry the load. It's a group effort, but putting him in the lineup, in the heart of the order, that's going to stretch our lineup a little bit and give us another threat. And adding Uribe, that's going to do the same thing. So I think it takes pressure off of everybody, but. Talking with Mike during the offseason, he knows that we have good hitters here too. So, he knows that he's not the one that's got to carry the load, but he is a guy that can help us and contribute, to the offense.
Yeah, and when you just say those two names, Napoli and Uribe, you're looking at two different type of hitters, because Napoli, he's like a Santana where he's patient. He'll see a lot of pitches throughout the at-bat, and then you'll have Uribe, who's going to be a more aggressive guy. He sees that first fastball. He's going to get after it, isn't he?
Right, yeah, he's in attack mode.
2-ball, 2-strike count on A-Ray Adrianza with 2 down here in the 4th. Tomlin deals. Weak grounder, and that's foul. The at-bat continues. Do you take delight in watching a guy grind out an at-bat the way we're watching Adrianza do it here? We saw, forget who it was. That was Giovanni Urshela the other day. Really make the pitcher work. Win, lose, or draw. Do you like to see a guy make a pitcher work hard for it in this instance?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. If you make an out, you want the pitcher to really work for that out. You don't want to waste any at-bats, and you want to have that focus to where you're really grinding it. And when you get a tough matchup with a good pitcher, it can be a battle. But, the longer you're up there, hopefully you get a pitch or a mistake that you can do something with. And I love the at-bats where it's a 10-12 pitch at-bat, and then you get a base hit. Those are great. But even if you make an out, that's you're taking some energy out of that pitcher.
We've seen it time and time again when a guy has a 10-12 pitch at bat, it wears him out, and it could affect him the next inning, or the next hitter, because it does. It takes a lot out of a guy when you can he's thinking, finally he made an out.
Runner goes on a 3-2 pitch, and Naquin races back and makes the catch. Ty, thanks so much for staying with us. We appreciate it.
Okay, you bet, guys.
Indians hitting coach Ty Van Burkleo with us here. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It's still San Francisco 2, Cleveland 0. Coming up tonight, LeBron James and the Cavaliers host the Boston Celtics at the Q. Jeff Phelps, Campy Russell tip off our coverage on Cavaliers Live at 6:30. And it's Fred, Allie, and Austin bringing you all the action at 7 on Fox Sports Ohio. Bottom of the 4th inning, Lonnie Chisenhall going to lead it off for Cleveland. Then Giovanni Urshela and Tyler Naquin do up. Left-hander Adalberto Mejia, who worked a scoreless third, stays on the pitch here in the fourth. One ball, one strike. And a foul right back by Chisenhall. Down in the dirt, came with an off-speed pitch, but Chisenhall lays off, and it's 2-2.
That didn't look like it could get on the same page on that last pitch.
That breaking ball is popped up the center. And Arias will make the catch. One down.
Well, kids' tickets start at just $10 for kids 12 and under with the purchase of an adult ticket. And they are located in the family deck out of Progressive Field, home to the expanded kids clubhouse. Just go to Indians.com for your kids' tickets.
Urshela goes in search of a fastball, and it looked like he crossed him up. And it's 0-1. Turns on that fastball and down into the left field corner. Blanco gives chase. And Urshela pulls into second base with a one-out double. It's going to bring up Tyler Naquin, who's already had a good afternoon. First time up. He smoked the ball to the opposite field for a double. And defensively, making a fine running over the head catch in deep center field.
Yeah, that was a sacrifice fly, but ended up saving a run at least. Making that nice play.
Francisco Lindor certainly gave Naquin a ringing endorsement earlier, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, he's spent 3 different stops with him in the minor leagues, so you get to know guys. And you know what? It's always nice when you play with guys, you come up with them because you do have a feel for them. You know what it's been like for them. Well, the young man's going to have an opportunity to make this ball club this spring. Outfielders are wild. With Michael Brantley being out, Almonte being suspended.
Naquin goes in search of, but came up empty. I think every single day Terry Francona has been asked about Michael Brantley and his progress, and he continues to do well. I mean, no setbacks.
Well, he said today in his press conference he has a doctor's appointment tomorrow. He's going to, see everything. They'll have a much better idea of what's going on from that point on. But he's passed every test to this point. It seems like he's ahead of schedule, but you just don't put a date on it because it's an injury. And you just never know. The great thing, it's not his throwing shoulder that was hurt or that he had the surgery on, so that's a plus. Believe me, when players like to play, they don't want to sit, they don't want to watch. He'll be back as quickly as possible.
The 2-2. Breaking ball fouled away. Andrew Susac goes out to chat with Mejia. Naquin has put up a pretty good at bat to this point with a runner in scoring position and 1 out in the bottom of the 4th, down 2-0. Cleveland looking to get on the board. They had 2 hits in the first, 2 more in the second. And now Naquin takes aim with a 2-2 count. Out of play. Rick, what gets a player off time? You said Terry Francona was saying that when Naquin's on time, he can do some damage. But what gets you off time? Is it the pitcher?
You know what? Sometimes indecision, looking for one thing, swinging at another. You know, you may be looking for a breaking ball. Sit for the fastball. You get the fastball, don't miss it. You get to 2 strikes, you make an adjustment. Young hitters, from not knowing what's coming or knowing a certain pitcher, that's, you know, he had him out in front. So he came back with an off-speed pitch after he just heated him up. It takes young hitters a while. You know, if you don't know a pitcher and you just can't get it in your mind, don't let him get the fastball by you. You know what? Spit on his breaking ball if you don't know somebody early in a count, and be ready for that number 1 and don't miss it. Because sometimes if they want to start you out with breaking balls into that bat, they'll miss 1. You'll get into hitters' counts, and then you can get after the fastball. So I think eliminate doubt.
Here's Eric Gonzalez. A liner to short, his only time up. Seems like that every once in a while you see a really good hitter who can be fooled with his body, but his hands are able to stay back enough that he can still hit the breaking ball even if he's fooled by it.
Like they say, you know what? Pitchers are going to make good pitches. They're going to get you out, period. But if you get a pitch in that bat, the difference between a lot of major leaguers and kids in the minor leagues, they won't miss it. You know, they'll hit it, and hit it hard somewhere. And that's the only thing you can do. If you get a pitch to hit into that bat, make sure you put it in play. Don't swing through it. Don't foul it off. Easier said than done, but right. I mean that's
the philosophy. That's the game plan.
That's the game plan when you get to the major leagues. If you get a ball you can handle, hit it, and hit it hard somewhere.
He fired that one across his body, and it crossed up the catcher Susac to the backstop. Down to third goes Urshela. It just looked weird coming out.
It looked like it took off. You know what? He did. He spiked it, is what he did. Didn't give his catcher too much of a chance right there. So it's a 3-0 count, and now the runner moves to third base.
Finds the strike zone. It's 3-1. Upstairs, ball 4. So Michael Martinez with a chance to bat now. Martinez a single right up the middle in the second inning. And that's inside, ball 1. Time called, and Andrew Susac, the catcher, going out for a chat. Tell you what, Mejia blew through the Indians in the 3rd inning with relative ease. Here in the 4th, though, a hit and a walk and just laboring a little bit.
Well, as I said earlier, I don't know if he's the sequence or whatever's going on, whatever Susak is calling. It doesn't just look like they agree. He spiked a couple of pitches in this inning.
Martinez tried to hold up, but he went too far on the appeal down at first. Martinez helped him out.
Yeah, he sure did here. There's one there. He could have been a nice hitter's count, 2-0, but you checked it. Couldn't check it. It's an even count.
And now Mejia comes back to get ahead.
Because I did shadow copy. I was like, all right, maybe I'm already breaking up. So I did a shadow copy, kind of all the way back and
Giovanni Urshela at 3rd, Eric Gonzalez at 1st. 2 down, and Michael Martinez, the batter, down on the count 1-2. Way outside to even it up.
I'm glad I did, because otherwise I'd off.
Almost handcuffed Kyle Blanks at first base with that throw over. Mejia about the deal. Here it comes, way outside again. And so the string is out, full count. The runner at first, Eric Gonzalez, will be off with the pitch. And Urshela at 3rd base. We could either be looking at a bases loaded situation with a walk or base hit. We could have some action. Indians trying to get on the board, down 2-0 here in the home half of the 4th. There goes Gonzalez. Martinez swings and misses, and that ends the inning. No runs, a hit, 2 left. Through 4, 2-0 San Francisco.
Well, you can guarantee some of our most exciting promotional items this season by purchasing a promo pass For an additional $5, promo passes ensure you get a promotional item no matter what time you arrive at the ballpark. Go to Indians.com, promo pass for more details.
Tim Lincecum, they said he was unsigned. He's actually over there at the barbecue stand right now.
What, did they show somebody?
TJ House coming out now for the Indians.
Sorry.
Corey Kluber, 2 scoreless, perfect innings to start today's game with the 3 strikeouts. Josh Tomlin worked 2 innings, allowed 2 runs on 4 hits. And now TJ House here in the 5th. Junior Arias to lead it off. High pop on the first pitch, shallow right. Chisenhall in. 1 down. Seems kind of rare, doesn't it? You see 3 consecutive starting pitchers work.
Yeah.
Even in a spring training game.
That's how it falls into play, you know, the day you're supposed to throw. Still just, you know, as we said, Kluber was on a 35 pitch 2-inning limit. He finished his 2 innings and a lot less, had to go get some work done. As we were talking to Mickey today when they were doing fundamentals and hitting, you know, you get 27 pitchers. Everybody wants innings, and it's tough to, you know, to promise everybody. You got to give bullpen guys some backup roles. They have to wait out there in case something happens in a game. You can't. It's tough to guarantee them.
Terry Francona is not a big fan of what they call B games, which is a, you know, it's a secondary minor league game essentially, but it gives. He said the only reason we're going to do a B game is if Mickey needs pitchers to get work.
Right.
Well, guess what? Mickey needs to get pitchers some work. So
well, then they'll end up playing B games. I think there's one Monday.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact. But, you know, that's how it goes. You make adjustments on the fly in spring training, even though you have a format you designed to get things done one way. You have to constantly change it.
Nice smooth play by Eric Gonzalez at short. 1 away. 2 down.
Watch the big, tall shortstop on the run. Make sure he catches it first and fires a strike to first base.
Gregor Blanco as we go to the top of the order, 1 for 2 with a base hit. Out of play over the Giants dugout. Just 30 days left until opening day at Progressive Field, April 4th. It'll be a 4 o'clock Eastern start. Indians and the Red Sox. Boston, like Cleveland, high hopes.
Yeah, they made a couple of major moves in the offseason, getting David Price, getting the closer Kimbrel. Going to rely on some of their good young ball players that came up last year. Betts and a number of guys. Bogarts.
Bouncer to second, and a 1-2-3 inning for TJ House. Halfway home, middle of the 5th, 2-0 San Francisco. Sports Time Ohio is your home for this winter's high school championships. Girls basketball next Saturday. Hockey next Sunday, and the boys state finals on March 19th. Your home for the high school title games is Sports Time Ohio. New pitcher for San Francisco is right-hander Vin Mazzaro as he comes on to work here in the 5th inning. New left fielder is Tyler Horan, taking over for Gregor Blanco. Rajai Davis 0 for 2. He is flied out, struck out. Out of play, right side. Boy, just missed.
Well, looked good from up here, but must have been inside.
He's down on strikes. 1 away. Will Venable's second at bat of the day. He's 0 for 2, and he's lost a couple of bats in the process. We'll probably see Juan Uribe make his spring debut in the next coming days. Terry said he wanted to check with Uribe just to see where he's at, how he feels, but I think like Venable, you'd probably might see him DH in a game to start out and then move to the field. That ball's hammered deep left field, way back in, caught up against the wall. Horan just into the ball game. Did a nice job of tracking that all the way to the fence for out number 2.
Yeah, you get put in for a defensive change and you get tested right away, and he's up for the task. Nice running catch. That ball is slicing back to him. You see his head turning, and over the shoulder he makes a nice running catch for out number 2.
Yan Gomes singled in the first, fly to center his last time up. Smoke deep left, and it's going to short hop the wall, and Gomes will head to second base with a 2-out double, his second hit of the afternoon.
That ball had topspin on it. It really, he hit it very hard. A line drive down the left field line. The second time that Gomes has been able to get a 2-out hit and keep the inning going. He did it back in the first. You can see the ball just coming down, ricochets off that wall, so Gomes gets into second base. See if they can do anything with 2 outs now.
Well, Carlos Santana will be the batter, and the Giants will go to a 3-man shift right side of the infield.
No shocker there with this guy hitting.
Santana, his first time up. A line drive over the first baseman's head and down the right field line. first base. Coming around third, Yan Gomes will score. Santana on his way to second. And he is safe. Santana beats the tag. It's a 2-out RBI double. Back-to-back 2-out doubles here in the fifth. And the Indians close the gap to 2-1.
That ball went right over the top of the base. He got another pitch. Might have been a changeup right there. Boy, and it sliced the base, goes into foul territory, and comes right back on a 45-degree angle. Santana goes in head first, a lot closer. But that throw had the bounce. He had to bring his glove up before he could bring it down and apply the tag. And it enabled him to get his hand in the base. So the Indians are on the board. They cut it in half. It's 2-1.
Lonnie Chisenhall takes a strike. Lonnie 0 for 2. He's flied out twice. Indians about hit the Giants now 7-4.
And 5 of those hits are doubles.
And in 3 of the 5 innings, they've had 2 hits. And Lonnie quickly in the hole, 0-2. Hit him. So with 2 strikes, Chisenhall hit by the pitch. 3 straight reaching for the Tribe here after 2 out.
Well, certainly not what you want to do. You work hard to get ahead. That ball bounced and got him. Looked like in the calf. You get ahead of a hitter 0-2. You got a chance to put him away. You certainly don't want to do that. So he allows Chisenhall to reach. Now he's going to have to face Urshela.
Low and away, ball 1. Just did catch the outside corner. One ball, 1 strike with 2 on and 2 out. This is quite, I just noticed looking down at my card, this is quite an international lineup the Indians have today. You've got Yan Gomes, who started the rally with the 2-out double from Brazil. Carlos Santana, who doubled from the Dominican Republic. Lonnie Chisenhall out of North Carolina. And now Giovanni Urshela from Colombia. And that's smoke to left field. The international line coming through. Santana chugging around third, and he will score. The Indians have tied the game with another 2-out hit here in the 5th inning. And Giovanni Urshela has his 2nd hit of the afternoon. Picks up his first RBI, and it's a 2-2 ball game.
Yeah, he brought the hands in nicely on a pitch down in the zone. Strokes it to left. I thought they had to play at Chisenhall at third base when Duffy cut it. He looks behind him. Seeing Chisenhall going?
Yeah.
But it might have been on the backhanded side. It might have been a tougher play for him. It looked like he had a chance at Chisenhall there going to third, but he decides to go behind him at first and they get back in. But the Indians tie it. There have been 3 straight hits, and he also hit Chisenhall. So 4 to reach consecutive with 2 outs.
Tyler Naquin doubled in the 2nd inning. Fly to center his last time up. Took a big rip, came up empty. Missed inside with it. Here's the 1-1. And that's back to the screen. The Indians breaking through against Vin Mazzaro here in the 5th. In off the plate, 2-2.
What do you do if I call him salad bar? Huh? I'm gonna try to.
Out in front of that one a little bit. Hit it hard, though. Fans have to stay alert, and that's something we'll see in some parks that will be slightly different this year.
All ballparks.
Teams are extending the netting.
Yes,
down
they are.
The first and third base lines.
You're going to see it. Yes, I like that. I like that idea. The injuries they've had over the last couple of years, with balls going over there, but cracked bats flying into the seats. Every ballpark will be different, I believe. There's no set.
And I think the biggest reason for that is that the dugouts aren't the exact same distance
symmetrically.
So
yeah,
that's the only reason it'll look a little bit different in some parks.
I would think you would have to at least, I think, go to the end of the dugouts in most ballparks with the parks that we see.
I think the mandate was to go at least to the beginning of the dugout, extend it all the way to the beginning of the dugouts. Some teams may take it further. Two down, a runner at first and a runner at third. And Naquin pops it in the air to center field. That ball's carrying, though. Look at this, all the way onto the warning track where Arias makes the catch. But the Indians score a pair thanks to 3 2-out knocks. And they've tied the game at 2 apiece. Two our score. Moving now to the 6th inning. And TJ House stays on for a second inning of work. He worked a 1-2-3 5th inning. And then in the bottom of the half of the inning, the Indians scored 2 to tie it up. And right in the middle of all that was Lonnie Chisenhall, who joins us down in the Indians dugout. Lonnie, how are you?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Always our pleasure. There's a pop fly to right. And right center field. So we didn't get the changes. Can you give us a little scouting report? Who's in right? Who took over from you, and who's in center now?
Grossman's in right, Robinson in center, Ramsey in left.
Yep, you got it. Ronnie Rodriguez at third.
Oh, I like it.
And Jesus Aguilar first.
There you go. That is, he's all over it.
Oh,
Thanks, pal. Hey, how's your spring going, Lonnie, now that you have an opportunity to get out there and relax and learn how to play right field a little bit in spring training?
Well, I just got on base for the first time. I think it was 8 or 9 at bat, so it's nice to be back out there on the running bases.
Make a left turn?
Oh, yeah. You always wonder, what's going to happen early in spring. You're hitting zero when you get here, so, but it's just nice to be on the field, be back in the clubhouse with the guys and get ready for this big season.
Lonnie, you took to right field so easily last year. What will having a full spring training under your belt do for you this year, do you think?
I'm hoping it does a lot. We do a lot of, I never went through the fundamentals, a lot of the cutoffs and relays. I was learning on the fly, so just being able to, reinforce that and work with the other outfielders. I think we got, 15 or 20 guys in camp in the outfield, so, being able to pick all their brains instead of doing it on the fly. It's a little bit different for me. So my first spring in the outfield, but it's pretty nice.
He had a nice play today, a nice diving catch for a sacrifice fly. I almost had a double play thrown behind the guy at first.
Yeah, I tore my pants up and my knees up a little bit, but, you just you go after the ball. And I laid out right there on the track. It's a little hard today, but, trying to, do whatever you can there. It's been fun out there and right, and trying to stay aggressive and make plays for the pitchers.
Lonnie, were you able to relax a little bit more when you got out to right field, even though it was foreign to you? Did it do anything or help you relax at home plate?
I'd hate to say no. I think there was something to do with it, just having success on both sides of the ball. Feeling a little more comfortable out there, as soon as I did. I'm sure it snowballed.
Right.
And, when you're feeling good, it can translate to both sides of the ball. So I think it, impacted my offense when I came back up last year, and I look forward to seeing what it can do this year.
It's amazing. We always say about this game that it's a confidence game when you're flowing and you feel good about yourself. We're showing a nice, beautiful play that you made in right field at home last year, a nice diving play. And, the game of confidence has a lot to do with this game, doesn't it, on both sides of the ball?
It does. If you're not feeling good, you probably, you need that confidence going. You need that swagger. And like I said, it can snowball either way on you. So if you're not feeling good and you go for 3, that just, reinforces that. So it can kind of work the other way. You have to convince yourself on some days where your body doesn't feel good or your swing doesn't feel good that you're still a good player and that, you can compete. So it's not easy to do that every day. That's why, guys who put up those gaudy numbers, it's impressive because they feel that every day and, no matter what's happening.
That's why we say it's a very humbling game, because one day you could be the king and the next day, you could be shut out.
Oh, yeah. It's such a long season, too. It's tough not to ride those highs and lows, and that's what my effort's going to be this season is, not getting too high on the highs and not getting too low on the lows. So kind of smooth that wave out and continue to do my work. Yeah, I mean, it's tough to, go 0 for 5, 0 for 8 and not doubt yourself. So you have to, reaffirm what you're doing, or at least do, even if it's wrong, do it with conviction and belief. So that's kind of what my motivation and my, goals are for this year.
J.J. House trying to put him away quickly here. You were doing a drill earlier today before the game. Brad Mills had the machine sending you guys balls into the outfield, and one of the outfielders had to start with the drill where you're looking down at the ground and then pick up the ball. How difficult is that, and what does that teach you?
It's such a tough sun out here, and it's also communication. So you're trying to pick the ball up as soon as you can, and then it's all about communication. The guy who gets the best read, or who's acting center fielder, is making the play. So it's about communication, picking that ball up, and making a play.
Lonnie, thanks for stopping by. We appreciate it.
All right, thanks for having me, guys.
Lonnie Chisenhall with us, a 1-2-3-6 for T.J. House. 2-2 our score, middle of the 6th. I'm guessing that's the kind of earring that would hurt.
Looks like a coaster.
It's going to leave a mark, that's for sure.
It doesn't look like it did.
New pitcher for San Francisco is right-hander Chase Johnson. And his first pitch to Eric Gonzalez is a check swing, but he went too far, strike one. Gonzalez has lined out and he has walked. Down in the dirt. Johnson made 21 starts a year ago in the minor leagues. Third-round pick 3 years ago. High fastball, and it's 2-1. Giants scored 2 in the third. Indians with 2 in the fifth. Broken bat. Fly ball right field.
How about that?
Wallace will make the catch. The bat is stuck in the netting.
I thought it slipped out of his hand. He actually had the handle in his hand all the way down, and the barrel head of that bat flew and it went right over the heads of the coaches of the.
Be careful.
Or the bat boys over there into the netting.
She's trying to.
She looks like she knows what she's doing. An old fisherwoman woman right there. She got it netted. Now she's got to get that piece of fish out. And she goes home with a bat.
Took the hook out. Going home with a souvenir. Although be careful, man.
She's got her shark. Whew.
Michael Martinez walked to the front of the box as though he was going to try to slap one.
That was a slash right there, trying to hit it on the ground past the third baseman.
Now he shows bunt, pulls it back, and ultimately did not offer. That's part of his game, so why not practice it here in spring training, give it a shot?
A lot of movement going on in the batter's box, but just trying to get on base.
Beats it into the ground, and the second baseman Moreno takes care of him, 2 away. Top of the order, and James Ramsey will get his first at bat of the afternoon after he took over for Rajay Davis. Ramsey last year at AAA Columbus, dozen dingers, 42 driven in. Came over 2 years ago for Justin Masterson, who I don't know.
He's out of baseball.
Yeah.
He has not. No, he has not signed with anybody as of right now.
I was going to say whose career might be over.
Yeah,
which is hard to imagine.
Going from an all-star to out of baseball in a couple of years.
Now Chase Johnson's 1-2 pitch. Hard ball hit to short. Adrianza throws him out. The Indians go in order. We head to the 7th and Goodyear, tied at 2. 2-2, seventh inning. And the Indians bring Tom Gorzolani out of the bullpen. Left-hander trying to make the club in a bullpen role. Indians have a number of left-handers in camp that they're looking at in that left-handed role. In addition to Gorzolani, you've got Kyle Crockett, Ryan Merritt. You get guys like
Soto,
Giovanni Soto, Will Roberts, and Joe Thatcher. Swung on and missed. Andrew Susac 0 for 2 is grounded out and lined out. We saw Joe Thatcher the other day. He's a left-hander that gives you that sidearm delivery. Gorzolani's not, I don't know if you classify him as a true side armor. He's almost three-quarter.
Yeah, three-quarters.
One down after Susac grounds out. But Mickey Callaway was telling us that the way Thatcher delivers the ball, he said that the movement he has, he said he might be just as effective against right-handers. And that would be something, because most of the time when you see a lefty out of the bullpen, it's a lefty-lefty only type guy.
Well, you have some lefties out there, though, that they can get right-handers out sometimes better than lefties. They have that cutter that they can throw in on their hands. It's something that's moving into the right-handers, is where lefties have success against right-handers.
Right back to Gorzolani. Lob toss to first, 2 quick outs. New Indians defense left to right in the outfield: James Ramsey, Shane Robinson, Robbie Grossman, and then on the infield at third base, Ronnie Rodriguez, Eric Stamets at short, Todd Hankins at second, and Jesus Aguilar at first base, with Adam Moore behind the plate. Ehire Adrianza taking a strike. This young man's first name is spelled E-H-I-R-E, and I saw one website pronouncing his name as Error. But you can't be an infielder and have a
no, not a first name in Error. Nope.
Would not be good.
I don't believe it. I would change it.
Even if that's what everybody called you growing up, the minute you decided that baseball was your thing, I have to change the pronunciation of my name. Missed outside with it, not by much, 2-2.
Well, that's the one time where he went over to the first base side and tried to get a little different look on that pitch. What do you think of the spring training hats? Yay or nay for you? I didn't think so.
No.
Thanks.
Not feeling it.
Yeah, I know it.
Gorzolani, though, he's feeling it. 1, 2, 3 go the Giants. Stretch time in Goodyear. Knotted up at 2. Fox Sports Supports is proud to team up with National Alliance on Mental Illness and their commitment to improving the lives of families and those living with mental illness. Learn more about how to be stigma-free and visit foxsportsupports.com. New pitcher for San Francisco is Corey Guerin. Chase Johnson worked one scoreless inning. In fact, it was a perfect 1, 2, 3, 6th inning. Guerin comes on here in the 7th, and he'll be facing the 2, 3, and 4 spots in the Indians lineup. Jeremy Lucas will lead it off, getting his first at-bat of the day, as he takes over the designated hitter spot. And then Adam Moore will follow him. And then Jesus Aguilar due up third. Lucas takes inside, ball 1.
He slings it up there, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Sits on the first base side of the rubber and then comes set, and then looks like he's got a little run going into the right-handers.
Get on the ground to first. Guerin over to cover, 1 away. They'll bring up Adam Moore. A little bit low. Corey Guerin is a Tennessee native and originally a 4th-round pick of the Atlanta Braves back in '07. And Atlanta held onto him. But after 2013, he underwent Tommy John surgery and then signed a week after the Braves released him with the Giants.
Yeah, just another Tommy John surgery. How many times have we talked about that? And how many pitchers have had that in all of baseball? Numerous.
Moore down on strikes. 2 down. Carlos Santana this afternoon had a couple of hits. He opened the day with a line drive single down the right field side, and then inside the bag. This time it went for a double, and he had to hustle it out to beat the throw into second base. Picking up an RBI. And now Jesus Aguilar gets his first at bat of the day. Two quick strikes. The 0-2. He strikes him out on 3 pitches. Indians go in order, and we'll go to the 8th in Goodyear, still deadlocked at 2. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Cleveland Indians and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians. Two as we roll on to the 8th inning between Cleveland and San Francisco.
It was a bad timing day for Jason Kipnis on Kipnis bobblehead day here, huh?
Not in the lineup.
I know.
Did make his presence felt, though, on the telecast. Bombarding Francisco Lindor with seeds earlier today. But Dan Otero now on for the Tribe. Last year with Oakland, appeared in 41 games. Junior Arias singled and scored in the 3rd, fly to right in the 5th. Ground ball headed up the middle, cut off. Staymet spins and throws, but it's not in time. And Arias has himself an infield single to start the 8th. Well, Eric did everything he could to try and take a hit away from him.
He got down the line. I mean, he had to go to his left. He's ranging. He has to spin. He has to throw. And the speed, he just beats it out. Not much you could do there. Everything in his power to get it out. Speed got him.
Brando Moreno drove in a run back in the 3rd. The Giants scored both of their runs on a sacrifice fly. Boy, perfectly executed hit and run. Through the hole on the left side. Arias will go to 3rd. And Moreno aboard with the base hit.
Well, here you go. You talked about it earlier as far as the Giants. They do what they have to do. They get that leadoff man on from hustle, a first pitch hit and run, done to perfection. The guy puts the ball on the ground like you have to do a hit and run and sends him to 3rd base. So they're sitting pretty now, 1st and 3rd, nobody out.
Tyler Horan gets his first at bat since coming on defensively, and he made a terrific play in the outfield. Double play ball here. Staymetz goes to Hankins for one, on to first. It's a double play, but the Giants take the lead as Junior Arias scores on the play. So with 2 away, Ryder Jones is the batter.
Ryder Jones.
That's a great name, isn't it? lot of Jones who have played Major League Baseball. There's only one Ryder Jones.
Good pitch.
Strike 3 call. So Otero comes back to get out of the inning, but the Giants take the lead 3-2, middle of the 8th.
When your car needs maintenance.
How'd you like to get a ride on that after the ball game, huh?
No, thank you.
The freak out here in Goodyear. Well, Ray Black is coming on now for San Francisco. He's the 7th Giants pitcher, or make that the 6th Giants pitcher to work in today's game. And he's got the 5, 6, and 7 spots in the Indians order due up. And that's going to be Robbie Grossman to lead it off. Ronnie Rodriguez will be due up second. And then I believe it's Shane Robertson due up third. So here we go. Drive left center. The left fielder Horan will make the catch. One away. Grossman is retired. Giovanni Urshela had 2 hits this afternoon. He doubled in the 4th inning, and then an RBI single in the 5th.
He got a couple of pitches down in the strike zone where he likes him and able to get a couple of base hits, so he swung it well today. Urshela drove in the 2nd run for the Indians.
We talk all the time in baseball about players who suffer an injury and then they're forced to play catch up to a degree. For Raymond Black, the catch up, I mean, it's a bit of an understatement. He was a 7th round pick in 2011 out of the University of Pittsburgh. He's from Wilkes-Barre, not far from Pittsburgh. Didn't play in 2011 because he signed late. Then he had a shoulder problem. He missed all of 2012 and 2013.
Oh boy.
Ground ball to short. Low throw, dug out nicely. Oh, what
nice
a play at first base.
Really was. He got that ball back behind him. It's tough to pick a ball that deep, but he sure did. Tough throw from the shortstop. Throws it on the run, but watch the pick. That's an in-between hop. But he makes it. That was deep.
I believe that's Brandon Bednar. Came on at first base. Missed inside. So anyway, the problem for Raymond Black is that he had a shoulder injury that eventually needed labrum surgery. And I'm sure we've talked about it in the past. It's far from the Tommy John procedure. Anytime you go in to do surgery on the shoulder,
that's a lot tougher.
They were giving him a 1 out of 3 chance to come back and play after he had the surgery. So,
well, you got to tip your cap to somebody that wants to work that hard. And, you know, you're right. You don't know up in that shoulder.
I mean, it's funny.
Up there.
Think about this. 1 for 3 in baseball terms. Hey, that's pretty good. I'm hitting 333.
As a hitter.
1 for 3 when you're talking about surgery. Those aren't great odds.
No. No, but, you know, it's amazing, you know, some of these athletes, they come back and what they've done with science and surgeries and things. It used to be you'd never come back from the rotator cuff surgery back in the day when they first found out what the rotator cuff was.
Yeah, any kind of shoulder thing that would.
Because it's so sensitive up there and it's just so easy to tear.
You either learned how to pitch with it or you were done.
Well, you go back and it was Wayne Garland after they signed a big free agent that had the shoulder surgery that he really had to struggle. And boy, I watched him work so hard to come back from it and at least come back to pitch, which he did. And obviously wasn't maybe the 18-19 game winner he was in Baltimore, but you see how hard a guy had to work to come back just to be competitive.
Right.
And back in the day, back in the 70s, when they signed him, and they signed him to a 10-year deal, $2.3 million, a whopping contract in the day. That's not even major league average pay now for a year.
No, but I remember. I don't want to just blame this on the media, but the way they blew it up, they made it seem like an obscene amount of money for a ball player.
They did. And back then in free agency, it probably was. It was just the start of free agency. You know, it was only the second year of it, I believe, when they had signed him.
Now, what seems obscene is to go back and look how little you guys made when you played.
He signed a $2.3 million. Now, Greinke signed a $206 million free agent contract. What a percentage of growth is that?
Swung on and missed by Stamets. Wow.
That's just think about it.
That's good perspective right there. In about
and Greinke signed 6 years.
About a 40-year span we're talking about?
Yeah, that's about right. Exactly. 40 years. From $2.3 million to $206 million. How you like those apples?
Kidding me? You wouldn't have believed a guy would ever get a $20 million contract when you were playing, let alone $200 million.
Well, your franchise never cost $20 million to join the league.
3-2 San Francisco. We're headed to the 9th in Goodyear. Corey Kluber was the starter today for Cleveland. He only pitched 2 innings, but he looked like the same old Corey Kluber. I mean, just 2 innings of just dominance.
Crisp baseball, throwing strikes, getting swings and misses, and some easy put-and-play balls at easy plays for his defenders. Yeah, so it was. He made it look easy, as he usually does. Giovanni Soto coming on now. See his numbers at AAA last year, 46 appearances. Opponents hit just 187. And a guy that you have talked about that's going to get a good look this spring.
Now Giovanni's out of Puerto Rico, 6'3", 185 pounds. Originally a 21st round pick of the Tigers. Right back up the gut.
You know, he wanted to try and get that glove up. He just couldn't get it up high enough, and he had to duck it. That was hit perfectly to go right back up the middle. He wanted to reach up for it. He couldn't get the arm up, and watch him duck at the end. Let me get the glove up. Not going to make it. So I've got to duck. Goes right back up the middle for a base hit.
Soto came to the Indians from the Tigers in the Johnny Peralta trade. Hard to believe that was 7 years ago. 2010 when the Indians traded Peralta. Down low. Matt Wynn batting with the leadoff man aboard here in the ninth. Two on, nobody out. And the batter will be Aramis Garcia. Garcia taking, it's in for a strike. Oh, that one got away, didn't it?
Boy, I'll say. Looked like it slipped out of his hand. I mean, as soon as he let that go, it was nowhere even close to the plate. Both runners will move up, so now the infield will probably come in, being down a run. Look at that one. Whoopsie. That looked like 50 Cent's first pitch. Was it last year?
That's down in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike.
He's a good guard. No, he's a good guard.
Well, there's never.
Here comes a runner from third. Throw to the plate. They got him, I believe. Yes.
Boy, he got a terrible jump, and I mean it's good for the Indians. He hesitated way too long. Never picked the ball up. And by the time he does, Moore gets back there. Soto comes into home plate. I'm not so sure he tagged him. He crossed him up there is what happened. And by the time, I'm not sure he tagged him, and he get the call because the ump's behind him. See, look at this. That was a really terrible jump. Now watch the tag. He missed him. Yeah, he missed it. I saw that, and the umpire was behind him. He didn't. But it gets an out, so they got a chance to get out of this.
Oh, another ball pops loose. And it's ball 4, so Soto hasn't retired a batter yet.
Yeah, that wasn't even close. But you see where the umpire's standing? He's behind the plate. He just assumed that he touched him in the hip. But the Indians catch a break right there with the bad jump and the no tag to get the first out.
Now, during the regular season, that would be a play that you could challenge.
Reviewable? Well, let's see what they do in the middle. They're going to go for the double play with the lefty on lefty. Giants trying to add on and increase that 3-2 lead. And
Ryan Lawless.
Well, he's having a tough time throwing strikes today.
Caught the corner. And the count is 2-1. That's outside. 3 balls and a strike. Him, and now they're loaded. So he's walked 3 straight in the inning. Nobody throwing in the Indians bullpen. I believe there's at least 1 guy left down there in a backup role.
This is all Soto right here. Callaway's going to go out and have a talk with him. He's just been really all over the place. And actually very fortunate to have an out in the inning.
Nick Miranda is going to get up and get loose in the bullpen. He's also a left-hander.
Well, I was going to say he's had his opportunities with left-handed hitters here in the game as well to get the outs. It's just hasn't gone his way.
Hak-Ju Lee will get a chance to bat here. How about that? Hak-Ju Lee takes over for A-Ray Adrianza. two guys that could headline the all-9 team.
The broadcaster's nightmare. Handled it well.
Well, the infield's in here trying to keep the Giants from blowing it open now. But the problem is Soto hasn't been able to throw any strikes.
He won't let them. You can't defense the walk. He's just gift wrapping an inning for him right here.
He swings, and it's a base hit into right field. Scoring on the play is Bednar. Garcia coming home. The throw, not in time. And the Giants pick up 2 insurance runs here in the ninth as they open up a 5-2 lead. Now give Lee credit for being aggressive. After Soto was unable to throw strikes, finally got one in the zone, and Lee made him pay for it.
Yeah, he had to throw one down the middle. You couldn't be fine trying to make a good pitch. You just had to throw a strike in that situation. That's where hitters prey on. Hitters counts 2-0. So even though it was a breaking ball, he had to throw one down the middle, and he took advantage of it.
Junior Arias, 2 for 3. He has scored 2 runs. He did not go around. The Giants now have evened up the hit column at 8 apiece. But the walks doing in Giovanni Soto here in the ninth. Chopper towards third. To second for 1 on to first. And he's called safe. Another run will score. 6-2 San Francisco. And that will give him an RBI. So Arias with 2 hits, 2 runs scored, now an RBI.
Well, we saw Arias go down the line earlier and beat one out. He got the 8th inning started on a ball to shortstop, so you know he could get down the line, and that ball just wasn't hit hard enough to turn. They tried it. It was close, but he beats it out. It's now a 6-2 game.
Orlando Moreno at the plate, a sac fly in the 3rd inning, and he singled in the 8th. In fact, it was his great piece of hitting that enabled the Giants to take the lead on a hit and run play. He just slapped one. He was batting left-handed at the time, and he slapped one the other way in the hole between third and short.
You know, the thing I liked about that hit and run is that he made a point to put it on the ground. You know, if you get a hit and run, you got to do it, and he did.
Got the runner to third base, and that runner scored on a double play ball off the bat of the next hitter, and the Giants took a 3-2 lead, now adding 3 here in the ninth. Ball's in the dirt, blocked by Moore. The Indians would love to see Soto get the out here and get out of the inning and not have to make a pitching change in the middle of this 9th inning. But as his pitch count climbs, this might be his last shot.
Well, the last thing your manager wants to do is come out and make a pitching change here in a game like this.
Well, he's walked his 4th batter in the inning.
He's coming out. There's no other choice. He has to do it.
So that'll be it for Soto. He faces 7 hitters in the inning, walks 4 of them. 3 runs have come in to score, and the Giants have taken a 6-2 lead. The new pitcher will be the left-hander Nick Marande when we come back. San Francisco leading at 6-2. They have 2 on, 2 out. And the new Indians pitcher is left-hander Nick Miranda. Last year between Akron and Columbus, posted a 4.70 ERA, winless in 9 decisions. He'll face Tyler Haran. Or Willie. Is this a new batter?
Yeah, pinch hitter, I believe. We're into the 90s. Let's see.
Number 90 is Seth Harrison.
Yep, it sure is.
Bullseye. 2 quick strikes. What a difference it makes.
That's all you had to do is just switch it up.
And 3 pitches, and Miranda disposes of the pinch hitter to end the inning. But San Francisco has opened up a 6-2 lead. Bottom of the 9th when we come back.
Taking your
Last chance for the Indians coming up here as we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Before we do that, Indians defense pretty strong today in the outfield. Lonnie Chisenhall with a nice running, tumbling, diving catch.
Yeah, remember both times these plays were made, they had runners at third base and less than 2 outs. They turned into sacrifice flies. But it certainly, both of them were fair balls. Could have been a much bigger inning for the Giants if the plays were not made. So both Chisenhall and Naquin made very good plays.
Derek Law will try to finish things up for San Francisco. Giants pitching has been impressive today. The only inning that the Indians scored in was the 5th. They got 2 runs on 3 hits off Vin Mazzaro. Every other Giants pitcher today has posted a shutout. And all 8 hits for the Indians came in the first 5 innings. They haven't had a hit since. First ball swinging. Todd Hankins pops it up and out of play. In there for a strike. Beautiful pitch off speed, and dropped it over the outside corner to get him. 1 away. We'll have a couple of days off. Our next telecast will come your way Tuesday, 3 o'clock Eastern time, when the Indians take on the Seattle Mariners. That'll be Trevor Bauer, Nathan Carnes matching up in that ball game.
Karn's the guy that they got from
Detroit,
Tampa.
right?
Tampa Bay.
Okay, Tampa.
The young pitcher that started for them last year.
A little bit outside. James Ramsey 0 for 1, grounded out. His only time up. He draws a walk, so the Indians have a base runner for Jeremy Lucas. Lucas takes it. It's in there for a strike. Off-speed pitch, and it's over the outside part of the plate for a strike. Popped him up. Out goes Moreno. He's gonna have a tough time getting there, and he won't. And now hustling into scoring position is James Ramsey. Goes a bloop single now for Lucas, and the Indians have 2 on with 1 out.
Boy, tough play for any second baseman is to sprint out with that ball directly over your head, and you're looking behind you. And, you know, you just tried to get a beat on it. He wanted to slide and pop up. Good effort, just couldn't come up with it. It goes as a base hit because Ramsey did a nice job. He was about 3/4 the way to second base.
Adam Moore struck out his only time up. In the air, right field. Tagging at second base, James Ramsey moves to third, but now there are 2 down. Biggest crowd of the year so far here in Goodyear, just over 6,000 enjoying the Indians and the Giants. San Francisco was actually here yesterday. They
played the Reds.
Played the Reds yesterday. Although many of the guys that probably played in that game are back in Scottsdale because San Francisco, with a split squad affair, hosting, I believe it's Texas back in Scottsdale.
Yeah, that's what you mentioned earlier.
Jesus Aguilar went down on strikes, his only time up. Second and third with 2 down in the 9th. Derek Law, he's 1 strike away from ending it. Aguilar checks, it's low. He did not go around. And he'll get to see at least one more pitch. Upstairs with it. We might even be able to convince our buddy Andre not to join us for our next telecast on Tuesday.
Is he going to be here?
Yeah.
Oh, heaven forbid. No, he doesn't want to work.
He might just be on vacation, but he'll be here.
No. Okay, then he won't work.
Aguilar takes it. It's up high. And now full count. He walks Aguilar, and all of a sudden we've got the tying run at the plate. Robbie Grossman would be next. There is action in the San Francisco bullpen as Derek Law has worked himself into a bit of a jam here. 3-2 pitches, ball 4, and the bases are loaded. So Robbie Grossman will get a chance to bat with the bases filled and 2 down. Fly to left his only time up. Derek Law has walked 2 in the inning, and the only hit he gave up was a bloop single to center field by Jeremy Lucas. But as we saw last inning with Giovanni Soto, you can't defend the walk. So he's giving the Indians an opportunity. And Robbie Grossman takes a strike. You almost have to take a strike the way he's been.
Yeah, a little erratic over there. Yeah, you want to get something to your liking for sure.
Now the 0-1. Grossman clobbers one high in the air center field. Arias comes over and makes the catch to end the game. Indians leave them loaded, and San Francisco holds on for a 6-2 win here this afternoon. The Giants are now 3-1, and the Indians still looking for that elusive first Cactus League win. They fall to 0-3 with a couple of ties. Good news for the Indians is the way a couple of guys swung the bats today. Yan Gomes 2 for 3, a double and a run scored. Carlos Santana 2 for 3, a double, a run scored, and an RBI. Giovanni Urshela with 2 hits, an RBI including a double. And the other really good news was Corey Kluber, who started this game with 2 perfect innings, striking out 3.
Yeah, he looked very sharp, no doubt about it. And again, you know, the 2 runs, pretty much San Francisco pitching did everything. You know, for the most part, they only 2 runs today, although they did, as you mentioned, a couple of guys hit the ball very well.
So that's going to wrap things up for us. For Rick Manning, I'm Matt Underwood. Thanks so much for joining us. We're back with you Tuesday at 3 o'clock Eastern Time when the Indians take on the Seattle Mariners. Until then, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you Tuesday from Goodyear. Stay tuned as Andre Knott and Jensen Lewis have a special edition of the Tribe Report from Indians Fan Fest next.